So this is just a normal game that I will play to warm up a bit for my ranked matches, and I will also be giving some tips on how to play Rumble, cause my subscriber asked me about this in comments, and I can't write as much there as I can try and explain in the video. So this is kinda a tip video how to play Rumble Top. I will be playing versus Darius, as it seems, which is counter to me. They also have Karthus, so very hard for me to survive engages with Darius. If also Karthus can follow up, they can just obliterate me. And they also have Lee in jungle, so it will be a very hard lane. But how I play versus these AD champions top, I start with the cloth armor and 5 potions, because Rumble, his damage is sustained damage, sustained survival damage. I can't really do a burst damage, though if I use my ultimate, get my heat full with like flamethrower. I also have my auto attacks doing much more damage, so that can be bursty damage, but overall Rumble is sustained damage. So I'm taking a flamethrower as a flame spitter as my first spell, and while I'm going to the lane I'm charging it up, because it deals 25 bonus damage if it does bonus damage if it's in this lane, yes. And it will really help me to take advantage in the early game, because well, there are some few characters that can fight with me in level 1 when I have this overcharge, but anyways, it's also very close then, especially if it's an AD bruiser. I have cloth armor, 5 potions. I definitely must use potions when I engage in first levels, because that also gives a big advantage. But yeah, I can mostly win my fights then. While fighting I will be able to get it to full heat, and my auto attacks will also do extra damage, so it's pretty important thing if you want to play aggressive Rumble. And for example versus Darius, he also has high damage and is tanky, but the main thing is of course his ultimate that deals a lot of damage, true damage. So basically he will definitely own me in my lane after level 6, so I have to kinda take advantage of that in the early game, because I have my flamethrower. I have to try and harass him, maybe even kill him before level 6. Then when I get the advantage, I might be able to survive fights with him after level 6. But yes, so he's not in the lane, he's helping his Lee Sin to get red. So I'll hide a bit. Okay, Lee Sin was in middle. Now he's going to come top. I don't really know, is there is FK or something? Yeah, he's FK. So I'm mercilessly sin. Both armor is anyways also a good choice. As a second skill I take my shield, because it helps versus ganks really much. It gives you a speed boost for time. As a third skill, I take my electric harpoons. This Lee Sin is pretty good. But yeah, he has jungling setup, so I should easily win him. Anyways, also versus usual Lees, I'm okay in top. And so yeah, I like to play aggressive. You have to be careful about getting ganked by their junglers, because if you're playing aggressive, you're gonna push the lane. Oh yeah, he's back. So yeah, I saw that Darius was coming back. Also Lee Sin engaged on me, and I knew that well, I could escape, but Lee Sin would have done very much damage to me, and well, I just saw an opportunity that I can engage in him, kill him. I did it. Darius also was level 1, so I just have to be really careful, because I'm guessing that Lee Sin will come try to gank me, so I'm just backing off. I have no potions, no wards, but there are basically two choices about what to take as starting items for Rumble, and it's either what was the name? The revolver. It was yeah, Hextech revolver. That gives you sustain. It doesn't heal you much, but it helps because Rumble is, as I said, the survival sustain champion. So it really helps out, and you can see it also in the lane when someone harasses you a bit while killing the minions. You regain your health and you're fine. But versus that, you have to determine what kind of engages versus your lane opponent you'll have. As for Darius, yes, he can harass you, but my main problem with him would be, as I said, that level 6 engages, and so I'm so yeah, the two items was Hextech revolver and Realize. I'm going for my Realize now. If I had less money, I'd probably get Ninja Tabby, but I'm going for my Realize and taking Giant's Belt, because his ultimate does true damage, and basically counter versus that is just pure HP. And yeah, so I'm maxing my Q, as you can see. Second, I will be maxing my W, because it gives the survival. Q is my main damage source. Okay, he's coming to gank, so I could try to ultimate soon. He's going to come for the big minion, so okay, Lee Sin is back. Going back to gank their, kill their reds, so you also have to be aware of what your jungler is doing. Maybe he'll need help when their Lee Sin is coming there and stuff like that. So, okay, he took it. Lee Sin's coming to him, so we might be able to gank it. Gank him. So close. Yeah, he shouldn't have gone that far. Okay.
Never look up to a yordle. Who you calling little?
So there are some matchups where I decide to leave my Hextech Revolver out of my build if I don't really need the sustain.
Ready for round 2.
Yeah, that Listen should just leave, but oh well. If he's under the tower, we can't do really much. I don't really know why he's trying to stick around. He would just go and farm, and when the lane is pushed, then come and gank. So that's also a problem that most junglers are doing, trying to just, I don't know, trying too hard to do something, and then they basically just lose the advantage. Flash used. So yeah, Cactus used his ultimate. So Darius engaged in me, also with his ultimate. But as Darius, you also have to be aware that of the damage. Maybe if he had waited a bit longer, then his ultimate would have done much more damage, because he has his stacks. But yeah, so what else about Rumble? So first 2 items, of course, including the boots. You have to see when do you want to get the boots. Basically, I take boots when I don't have as much money to buy big items like Giant's Belt. If I go for Hextech, I might take boots first for the survival. And yeah, so for boots, mostly they will be ninja tab, as you will have an AD bruiser up against you in the top. Sometimes if the enemy has a lot of CC and also magic damage, or example could be any magic champion in the top, like Saint, Vladimir, stuff like that. Well, maybe Jax, but I'd rather go for the Ninja Tabby, of course. Why is he coming there? The line is pushed. Okay, he just really wants to kill this Darius. Okay. It's always nice to say good job and stuff like that when your team does it, so it raises his team morale. Okay, so this, yeah, he knows he can't fight with me. Oh, he dies. Oh well. But yeah, you have to also look about enemy team setup, about what boots to take, because if I don't know, they have, okay, let's say Darius top, and you want to take Ninja Tabby versus him, of course, but the rest of their team is AP and have like lots of CC, then you have to consider that maybe Merc threads are better, but also if you're going to lose your lane versus Darius because of that, then you can choose Ninja Tabby. So you really have to consider many factors about getting your items, but about Hextech's Revolver, the main thing is sustain. In team fights, it will not give as much sustain, because if someone focuses you, then you're mostly gonna die fast, and that sustain won't give you as much as some other, like I don't know, damage items or survival items. Yeah, okay, never mind. I forgot to say this, but I did fine. But yeah, so Hextechs might be skipped, as I'm going to skip this game, I'm guessing. I also still don't have my boots, but I don't really need them for now. And one item that I really like to get soon, and I don't really know any reason why should I not take it in any game. It's Relays Scepter, Relays Crystal Scepter, because I can basically spam my spells, and it's basically a perma-slow for enemy team. It also helps out with my ultimate, and if we catch someone out of position, okay, I should help them. Like now, she's dead. I don't really know the skills. I kinda know them, but not as good. I should buy her and try out her skills also in top game or something. Yeah, so Relays is a really good choice in Rumble. As other item, it's the Torment, the Mask, because it does health-based damage. Based on how much the enemy has their health, it will do damage. Meaning that yeah, I didn't have boots, so oh well. But yeah, I'm now going for the Liandry's Torment. That's another item that you should get. Other choices, if you have tanks in your team and you don't have to be that tanky, you can go Rabadon's Death Cap. If you don't have really a tank and you need a bit of survival and more survivability in team fights, you should go for Zhonya's. When they focus you and you're overcharged or you don't have your cooldowns, you should use it. They can target you, and when you come off your heat or your cooldowns come off, then you'll be able to do another round of them. And shield also gives you decent I could say HP. So you will be able to survive some time after the zone ends and you have your shield up again. If you have like a Kali or Katarina top, not top but also versus you, then I sometimes go for Abyssal Scepter, and it's also a decent choice. What else about the items? I actually usually don't get too far in the build. I missed my ultimate a bit. So yeah, those items. What else? Those they usually take. Search 1, 2, Mask, Zonius. So yeah, that's basically it. So of course there are situational items you might get like Warmox, or I also like to take Guardian Angel because when you come back to life, as I said, you have your shield and it gives you a little boost and you might be able to do something with that. Yeah. Yeah, of course Oliver likes to flame a lot, as you can see. They didn't have to push, but they did, and they got an engage done without any wards, so many teams or players should consider also doing some other stuff without pushing one lane where everyone's defending, because of course you're at a disadvantage when going under their tower. But some don't care, they just want to push. Of course it's also really important to use an advantage and to really push when you have it, but we didn't really have an advantage. We had Rise this Lee Sin down, but by the time we would be there, he would be full HP and back, so I didn't really see any reason why should we go and push. Even if we didn't engage under their tower, still we had wasted time. So everyone should have gone just back to their lanes, push that. So how about CS 77? Okay, I'm way ahead. Which is Darius. Darius goes for 4, I'm big 2. Can kill him. Okay, I'm just gonna push up, because most of them, at least Darius went bottom. And my team just wants to engage. Okay, I can do that.
You don't have to tell me twice. Who wants a piece of this?
Yeah, usual. This Oliver's usual League of Legends player, likes to flame, blame everyone for his mistakes, but yeah, well, just happy with that. Okay. Yeah, he. So yeah, wait for my tournament. We should back off. Yeah, they're there. I'm guessing they will push middle. So we have to turn it up. And now they're gonna go bottom, I guess. So try to kill us here. Yep. This seems good, but so I'm usually like to go for AD carries, because if I slow them with my ultimate, I'm usually able to get close with my shield and slow them again with my flamethrower. So it's usually the best choice. But yeah, also do a decent damage. In team fights, just all around, because of my AoE flamethrower, especially if I have Lindrin's Torment, or what was the name? Leandri's Torment. Okay, especially if I have that, something like this, and okay, I'm gonna go for Rabadon this game, because we have Oliver. That's tanky. And also Lee is going kind of tanky, so most of our team will be tanky. Didn't really need that much survival. I can go for damage. Yeah, I should have bought wards, so remember that's important stuff. Usually I do not forget to take them the early game, but when waiting for the bigger items I tend to forget, even though I have money. But vision is really important. There you gonna go. So yeah, now we can push middle. We should dive them. just like top tower. They're not there. There's a minion wave. So basically in every game you have to see the best option you can do without being too aggressive. Yeah, I might not have died, but all there was there. I thought the rest of the team would fall off a bit more. So, not worth killing support and lose my killing spree or whatever I had. But I was hoping to get their queen also, not only the support. But that's, well, the basics, I guess, about Rumble. If you have any more questions, you can just ask them in a private message or in the comments under the video.